Welcome back to Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime, where yesterday I accidentally fell into my window and my fan fell on top of me and it hurt my neck and it was weird. And also I tell you stories, and oh, the tale I have lined up for you today, but first, a little backstory to the story. See, as some of you pasta enthusiasts may have noticed, last year a large amount of stories were removed from the Creepypasta wiki, in what was known as the Great Creepypasta War of 2013. Few died, but many were injured, and to this day you can still hear the complaints from the 5 people who genuinely thought sonic.exe was great, bitch about how it was moved to the Trollpasta wiki. But it's alright, my friends, as for time passes and wounds heal, for some of you anyways, not you Sonic people, but you other guys are gonna be okay. However, in the great deletion process, a few things were missed. And today is one such tale, and I'm assuming the only reason it was left on the site is because the story doesn't seem overtly bad. Not enough so to where you'd actually start to question its quality. I mean, it's Pokemon based, and considering there's a billion of those on the site, at some point when you're deleting them, I imagine the process is to just pass everything through that isn't 5 sentences in all caps and a stupid picture. And hey, fair enough, I'd probably do the same thing. As always though, I will assist you, for that is my duty as a bad story warrior. And if I do not fight, I will not survive. And so today on Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime, I'll tell you the tale of Pokemon Hollow. Which of course starts with such promise. So begins the story of myself at a GameStop, comma, where a period should be. Exciting stuff. You people realize that other places sell video games, right? Walgreens sells video games, for fuck's sakes. Change it up every once in a while. But anyways, I was a big Pokemon fan at the time, and in parentheses, and still am. Good thing we separated that from the rest of the sentence as to avoid confusion over your fandom. But moving on. I was looking for an original GBA and Pokemon Red and Green games. All 2 of them. Now, I did play Leaf Green, one word, but I wanted to play the originals. I had no idea what would happen in the games because they changed from generation to generation, like Soul Silver and Heart Gold changing the way the regions looked. And wowie kazowie, it's amazing what you can do with technology that's better than previous technology, GZZs. So I talked to one of the employees there, and he said just a few hours ago a man came in with a GBA system and Pokemon Red and Green games. Again with the weird wording. Rather than taking money or store credit though, he only requested for the batteries to be replaced, so some kid wanting it would have no trouble playing. Which is a real heartfelt, unrealistic gesture and everything, and I hate to spoil the party, but the original Pokemon Green was never released outside of Japan, and although I'm not sure what Tabletop's policy on import games is, I'm going to go off on a limb here and say they will not accept them. Or they will accept them, they just won't sell them, they'll take them home. They'll steal them, is what I'm saying here. Anyways, furthermore, this so-called man wanted kids to have no problem playing the games. Did he? Is that what he said? Well, I hope all you kids understand Japanese, since that's what language the game is in, which I'm sure won't all be an issue in this Japanese role-playing game full of text that is not English and is in Japanese. Have fun, kids. Getting back on track, there was a problem with the cartridge though, uh-oh. They had stickers all over them, just like every other game inside this GameStop. A conspiracy? Probably. But the green cartridge had one of the zombified Pikachu from Pokemon Blood Edition, but at a different angle. This isn't a shitty, shameless plug. Also, you guys, just saying, don't look that up. Suspecting nothing, because they never do they? I happily went back home and immediately started playing my new, and in parentheses, or old, thank you for that mental comparison shot there, Pokemon games. Everything was amazing. Everything worked fine. It was all low graphics. Is something that doesn't make any sense, you fuck. But everything was perfect. Almost too perfect. And almost too perfect gets its very own paragraph. So it must be too perfect. Everything went fine. Real big fan of the word everything, huh? I beat the first 2 gyms in an hour and a half. You know, I'm just saying, I'm really good at Pokemon games, you guys. It was only 2 o'clock and I was happy. I didn't know if it was day or night outside, but damn it, I was happy. I went through Rock Tunnel. It was a blast with my Pokemon, because nothing says excitement like that location. But it was good, old-fashioned, child-approved bless. I think you mean bliss, actually, but whatever. Until Lavender Town, that is. Also in its own paragraph sentence thing. I got there, and there was nobody outside. I checked all the houses, which is breaking and entering, but no one was in them. Even Nurse Joy wasn't at her regular duties of standing behind a counter all day. I got confused. I didn't know much about the first generation, what with it being so complex and everything, but surely Nurse Joy should have been there all the time. Yes, of course she should. It's not like she has anything outside of that to do in her life, which is both very true and very sad. I went into the Lavender Tower with curiosity, as opposed to all of the other reasons one would do something like that. Also, I think it's just called the Pokemon Tower, but anyways. But there everyone was, mourning the dead Marowak. Then, a loud piercing scream came through my speakers. Correction, speaker singular, mister. But it was followed by a moan. I headed up the stairs, and what I saw was slightly weirder than I thought. Clearly he's so scared he forgot what words mean. There was graves that were tipped over, with holes in front of them, suggesting that someone or something had dug its way up from the graves. So many possibilities as to where this is going, huh? The channelers didn't attack me, like in the normal encounters, even when I walked in front of there. You mean them, not spelled correctly. Faces! There were only 2 of them to be found. There were bones and chunks of flesh strewn all over the place. Okay, hold on a second. You notice the channelers first, no issue at all, and then nonchalantly walk into a bunch of bones and flesh completely unaffected. Just wanted to make sure that's what was happening in the story. Moving on, the second floor was the same, but this time it was more horrid. So, it wasn't the same, which means you're lying, and there were things walking around that looked highly graphical for pixels, which isn't fucking English. They had their arms sticking straight out and moved at a slower than normal pace, and they ignored me, just chased the channelers. Then, another scream pierced the area. This time, it was louder, followed something like a biting sound, and a cram of pain. What? A scream of pain? Damn it. It's like I'm just repeating events. That's not... This story is not going well. Then, a low but significant sound, and in quotations and caps, brains. I walked up the next set of stairs. Really? Nothing? Didn't hear that thing in the caps with the zombie thing that you acknowledged, but then you decided to ignore it instead? If you don't die by the end of the story, I'm gonna be really fucking disappointed. But there it was more horrid, with more zombies. Whoops, there, he noticed. Yay. Noticed the zombies. But there were bones, too. I got to the last floor, after a bit, and saw the girl running around with part of her arm torn off. Oh yeah, her. There was something to the ground reaching its arms out. It had a larger neck than usual and a pair of teeth that you could clearly see. But, by then, I knew that this was a hacked game. Me author, me smart, I smart author, intelligence, good brain thinking. I wanted to keep going through though, because I was a fan of zombie games and would love this experience. Sure. I don't even fucking care, just keep going. Then, the zombie got hold of the girl's leg and pulled her in towards itself. She disappeared into the ground. Alright? Then it attacked me. It showed the buried alive model bit, which isn't in the game, but it's hacked, so spooky. The dialogue box said, "Zombie wants to battle." It was level 50. I was screwed. Good. Instead of sending something out, it simply attacked. I had a Beedrill out. It said zombie used bite. Instead of the normal fight animation, it started crawling forward. Hyper-realistically, and there we go. You had to go and ruin it right there, you son of a bitch. But it moaned in what some would call a hyper-realistic fashion of sorts. Some would say that. Then it raised its head a bit, taking a chunk of Beedrill. It then said Beedrill was infected. What was going on and who did this? I was wondering to myself out loud apparently. It popped up beside the health bar with drops of something dripping down as drops tend to do. And inside that little bar it said, infected. Author said weird but cool. Then I somehow ran away, making this whole sequence completely pointless, so thank you very much. I ran downstairs, and my Beedrill took damage every step like with poison. At the second floor, it dropped out of its Pokeball and lay there. It then got up and tried to kill me! Things escalated, just a tad. You said something, I said some more badly spelled things. Relationships can be tough, but it looked zombified. And it had its arms straight out too. I can't at all wonder what this could be leading up to. So what's the author's first reaction to the zombified Beedrill? Well, the author's first reaction is, I ran down the stairs, out of the tower. I waited just in sight of the door, thinking it was all over, despite the fact that you just said you were almost killed like a sentence ago, and that the zombie didn't magically disappear. But yeah, clearly this door signals peace and everything's gonna be a-okay. But boy, I was wrong, because there's more text in the story. Pokemon and people started walking and shuffling out of the entrance, all with the same features. Missing flesh, bones, and arms straight out. Supermodels, essentially, is what he saw. One walking up to me, and a battle sequence started. This zombie had its stomach hollowed out, and a chunk of flesh dangling from its mouth. And then the paragraph ended. I hope this bit of info ties back into the plot later on. Anyways, I ran, so fast that the paragraph stopped after those two words. I started running out of Lavender Town, by the underground path to Celadon. Zombies were in there, and I ran into 3 others in there. There, all with the same look. That zombie look. What look would that be? I don't know. The zombie look. He won't fucking explain it. That's why I said the zombie look. But anyways, I got into Celadon. This guy must be a blast to talk to also, just explaining everything he's doing. I went shopping, I wanted some milk, I bought the milk, I drank the milk, I went to bed, the end. The most stilted conversation ever. But I got into Celadon, and there were zombies in there too. I could get into Saffron, so I did. He's so commanding. There were zombies there too. I started running down when a large explosion was heard from the Silphco Tower, fell down behind me. Oh my god, they hacked in CGI cutscenes! Those bastards! But this effectively blocked him from going anywhere but Vermilion. Exciting. I ran into many zombies there and lost my Meowth and Diglett. You know, just saying, I didn't mention those 2 guys up till now, but they're gone now. And the zombies and stuff. But now, I was down to my Pikachu and Charmeleon. In parentheses, no, I had my Magikarp in the daycare, so I could evolve it. And a note to your note, I'm pretty sure that the daycare wasn't in Gen 1, but I know, it's a hacked game, and these guys are experts, and I'm not an author, so I have no expertise. But I ran into the little building and out, and there were zombies there too. Anyone else sick of the fucking word zombie? And some people fleeing to the dock, so I followed, no commas at all. I was herded onto the SS Anne. It started to leave the dock, and I thought I was safe. But there's still more words, so that can't be true. Every single passenger was put onto the deck, and I could only see 9 or 10 people there. Then, something came behind us. Oh god, what could it be? The suspense is killing me. It was zombie. Are you guys scared yet? If not, later on I'll put this sheet on my head and I'll pretend to be a ghost. But that zombie infected someone, and they started rampaging too. Logical behavior. After 5 minutes of this, we crashed near Pallet Town and I ran to my hometown. Almost as if this was convenient to this mesh of lines someone decided was a plot. Zombies started flooding out of the boat. Wait a second. You said that you saw 9 or 10 people. So 9 or 10s of people flooded out of the boat? Okay. Okay, we'll play by your logic, Mr. Writer, author person. And I was pushed inside Professor Oak's lab. Convenient. The doors were locked though, which means I was not pushed inside the lab. And they were barricaded as well. Same with the windows. Everyone from Pallet Town was there, except for Gary, and in parentheses, who I assumed was dead. But the jokes were on the author, because Gary is already dead. On the inside. People were weeping though. Some were sending out Pokemon that would fight to the last breath to protect their masters. I did that too, without any choice. And there's a nice life lesson. It's good to conform. Zombies were pounding on the doors. Glass shattered and wood snapped. You could hear it all as if it were happening to you right now through the single Game Boy speaker. Then, hordes of zombies burst through, and moans, bites, and screams were heard. I got into a battle against at least 20 zombies, all battling me at once. Not at all bragging right here, you guys, trying to look really cool, but I'm pretty cool. It went into the battle screen. Zombie used Bite. Charmeleon was infected. Zombie used Scratch. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Z, quotation mark, Ombi used Scratch. Zombie used Bite, it said. Fucker. My Charmeleon fainted without even getting a chance to attack. Pikachu was sent out. When statements pop into my brain, I just say them. Zombie used Scratch, it said, period. The Scratch animation was different too. It showed the zombie walking up, swinging its arm as a claw mark went across the screen. Blood dripped out of it, and the zombie walked back. I aged several years while reading that description. How was that even possible though? Question mark, exclamation point. I said out loud in my own paragraph. My Pikachu used Quick Attack. Pikachu was infected. Pikachu, blah, the words, Pikachu used Quick Attack, zombie died, Pikachu took damage from its infection, Yuriofwind thought about killing himself, but he'll hold off on it for now. Pikachu died. The eye was sent out. Sure it was. What? I said. Zombie used Bite. Trainer Sea-Dog had died. And in parentheses, note that I had named my guy Sea-Dog because I'm very cool and could fight 20 guys at once, and I love the ladies. Then it said game over in large text on a black screen. Then a brief second it showed a pixel mess of my character's body and bones and flesh all over. It went back to the main screen. Thrilled, I tried my red game. It worked just perfectly. You did not just fucking forget that whole game that you played and then wrote a story about in the span of 1 second, you bastard. But I was not scared of the experience, just kind of unsure. I enjoyed Pokemon Red thoroughly. From Sea-Dog, the end, I guess, because there's no more text. So thank God, I guess, that story wasn't exactly good at all. But I think we all learned something today. I never want to hear anyone say the word zombie ever again. Ever. I don't care if they make another Dead Rising, no more. This has been Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Yuriofwind here, and welcome back to Endslate, where I keep talking even after the video is done, and some people complain that these go on for too long, though technically you don't really have to watch them, so I got you on the technicality. But yeah, you guys just watched, I think you just watched the Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime on Pokemon Hollow, which I hope you enjoyed. I did not enjoy reading it, that was a very, very fucking monotonous story. Even though it had a couple of moments that made me giggle, them's was difficult times. But I hope at the very least you guys enjoyed it. But enough with talking out of the way. Let's talk some more about the videos, about the recommended videos. The first video I'd like to recommend is, of course, the last video I did, which was an obscure gaming on Pocket Monsters Sapphire for the GBA. First obscure gaming I've done in about a year, which was pretty positively received, which makes me happy. And I have more obscure gaming lined up, hoping to do another one this month, actually, so keep an eye out for that, I guess. But there's that video in case you missed it. And then for the other video, just for shits and giggles, I want to recommend the very first bullshit creepypasta storytime done in January of 2013. The beginning of an era of me being a bastard. Yeah. And that's pretty much all I had to say, I guess. Hope everyone does well on their finals, school and stuff, and yeah. Hope everyone has a nice day or whatever. I'm gonna go take a nap. I wasn't kidding about that window thing. My neck does really hurt. Or my back and my neck. Anyways, this has been endslates. Catch you on the flip side, dog.